Welcome! Today we're watching How to Run a City by Space Explained. He's going to be talking about LA, Los Angeles. Let's go.
Los Angeles is potentially the biggest what-ifs of a city there has ever been.
Is it now?
It was at one point the nation's most sought-after city, the land of dreams.
I mean, true, that's true,
LA
yeah.
ranks number one, not in number of dreams happening, but in number of people leaving the city. It's safe to say
Oh. I feel like it's number one destination for broken dreams then, you know?
that LA's once glitz and glamour peak is long gone.
Yeah.
This was not an accident. Many cities tend to decline due to outside factors.
I'm currently ranting, like saying like, yeah, you know, yeah, she's saying facts, yeah, true. I've never been to LA, by the way. Like, I only seen pictures, so, you know, there's like, he's explaining it like the way I've seen it, basically, from the pictures, you know, or videos.
Downfall was directly self-inflicted. This is the blueprint for that if you want to ruin your own city.
Okay, notes for the City Skylines players, you know, don't do whatever the hell LA is doing, you know? Notes.
This is how they did it, step by step. This is how to ruin a city.
Okay. Is this music copyrighted? Isn't it? I wonder. No, I bet, like, I'm gonna edit this. Like, edit this. I'm gonna, like, you know, cut through this. I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's plop it onto YouTube. And YouTube is going to be like, you know that there's copyrighted music here, mate. And I'm gonna be like, oh, shit.
Step 1. Shoot yourself in the foot so you can use crutches instead. There was once upon a time when LA arguably had the best public transport.
Oh yeah, I've seen the trams in the old movies. Wonderful thing, you know?
Which we know is shocking. It's hard.
And then you end up with this. This is America, by the way. just like, actually, like, you could even say sometimes this is also China. Like, you have like huge highways in China like that as well. So, you know, big place issues, I guess. You know, big place issues.
Hard to say when exactly LA peaked, but a case can be made for the late 1920s. It was during this time that Los Angeles actually had the largest streetcar system in the world. It was started decades previous by this guy, a railroad executive in 1901. The company, Pacific Electric, constructed various railroad lines in and around Los Angeles. By 1911,
honestly, that sounds mad. Like, can you imagine LA nowadays having like public transport, like, you know, trams, I don't know, like maybe a train? Because LA is pretty huge, you know.
11, there were two dominant systems in the city, the red cars and the yellow cars. These were actually two different rail systems owned by different companies. The red cars were owned by Pacific Electric, the company that the Huntington guy founded. The yellow were owned by the city.
It's insane how far it's like stretching out. Like, you could get like from one side of the place to the like to over freaking here, literally like miles away using a freaking tram.
Of Los Angeles.
That's insane.
And they were massively popular. At the height of its success, Pacific Electric became the world's largest operator of electric railway passenger service in the world, with over 2,000 daily trains running on over.
Sorry if you hear me yawning, by the way. I just woke up.
Every day. Today, LA struggles to run a consistent bus schedule. So what happened?
Okay, that is actually like a good laugh, you know, like, oh yeah, imagine this. We went from massive public transportation to barely being able to like have buses work on a schedule, you know.
How did LA fall from grace right into an 8-lane asphalt road? Well, unsurprisingly, it was thanks to cars. With the age of the automobile came highways, and who doesn't love highways?
Fantastic.
Well, LA certainly does. Around the 1930s, automobiles proposed an alternative to the streetcar system. More and more people began buying them, and as a result, the city needed a way to provide an alternative. That alternative was basically to rip away.
Honestly, it's insane how, like, you can imagine more people buying things in 1930s, but like, if you start, like, let's say mid 1930s, it's still like the Great Depression, right? So it's like funny how, like, even during Depression, you had like decent amount of people actually buying cars for it to make a change, you know?
And sell all the streetcar systems, and in their place, put in freeways. In the decades following, the red and yellow cars started.
Bro, this looks depressing. We went from like nice stuff, and then we just destroyed it, and it just like, yeah.
Started shrinking in size. The yellow cars survived slightly longer, but by 1963, the last of it was officially sold off, marking an end to one of the most effective layouts of public transit in the
Bro.
world. To an
As someone that is like much of a enjoyer of public transport, this is very depressing to look at because it's like you had this massive, beautiful thing going on. You could have like upgraded it. You could have done so many things with it. You could have expanded upon it, and you decided, no, 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 no. Everybody got a car. We're gonna have highways. We're gonna destroy housing. We're gonna build massive parking lots. You know, America, you know, whatever.
alternative that was turning out to be an issue in itself. The irony is that in the years after, LA noticed this issue and tried to rebuild its old system, investing billions in
Oh my days. Ah, I'm thinking right now, like, bro, just bro, like, you fucking destroyed it, right? And then you realized, oh, we fucked up. Oh no. Oh. And then you're just gonna put it through a bunch of money at it, and it's going to fucking fail, bro. What is this?
trying to bring back its streetcar system. Still, even with that effort, the system is barely 1/10 of what it once was.
Yeah.
Truly,
I mean, the blue line.
system is barely
Go back.
1/10 of
The blue line is massive. You can get from like one part to the other, and then you have like the this area here, the Pico area here, and the Metro Center, where you can just like go wherever you want basically. So that's pretty decent. Then you have the green line, which is like fine, the Rosa Parks. I feel like the yellow line is the yellow blue line probably will be used a lot. Yeah. The yellow, because the yellow line goes like straight to is it Santa Monica? I don't know, but yeah, it goes from this part here to this part here, so that's actually like important. And then you also have the that's why you have pink line because you have the airport. Okay, everything here makes sense in my opinion, you know.
what it once was. Truly,
But it could be bigger, you know. It could be bigger. Increase in size, make it bigger, you know, or like add more bigger. I don't know, trams.
a great first step in bringing down your city. Step 2 is to remove your sense of community. Los Angeles is very unnatural in the way it has developed, and that is on purpose. Los Angeles is huge in size and population.
I mean, yeah, it's like a couple of cities together, basically combined.
The second largest right behind New York City. However, if you compare the two, something seems very off. That something
Massive buildings, medium-sized buildings, small-sized buildings. Yeah.
is that LA has virtually no skyscrapers. For a city with almost 4 million people,
I mean, yeah,
it
that
has
is very
practically
surprising,
no
honestly.
downtown. The rest of LA is just one sea of suburban development. And this wasn't an accident. In LA, it's practically illegal to build tall or to build dense.
Sorry. How? Why? What is the reason behind it, actually? Like, because I believe the denser buildings or like higher buildings are pretty good. It allows for more people to live in the area for like less space, basically. It's space efficient, and well, I feel like we do need to get space efficient sometimes, you know, especially in like centers of the city. Because if you're like in the middle of the city, right? You want skyscrapers. You want big, very dense buildings for like, you know, certain segments of the population to live in, because it's like very expensive property. America's like money, right? It's very expensive property to live in the center of the city. So if you have like huge skyscrapers that people live in, right? You're gonna make big bank, right? Big bank, and the demand is basically infinite. So you can raise the prices every year as long as you want, basically, because the demand will keep up, you know, unless it's America where you have cars. I mean, LA highway probably like doesn't work at the best. It's like in the middle of the day, you know. So I feel like probably still there will be people wanting to live in the center. You know, either way, there's always demand for that. You know. Okay, let's
Most of
continue.
the city is zoned
Run this
exclusively
over,
for single-family homes. You cannot build an apartment, you
bro.
cannot build a corner store, you can build one house, one per lot.
See, I see a lot of those buildings, and I do feel like they could be much taller as well.
In the second largest city in America. Most cities, or at least well-planned ones, have a strong urban core that slowly moves into less dense zones. And
Yeah.
so, Angelinos created the exact problem they complain about. That's right, traffic. When you ban...
See, told you, traffic. So there would be demand for that. You buy out. Okay, if you are a big corporation, right? There's like that deals in construction and well, in construction, you throw in a lot of money to buy land from like these tiny houses that are in this like middle of in the middle of the city, right? You bulldoze them because you're a big company, so you paid someone off so you can actually bulldoze them and actually construct something. Nobody cares in the neighborhood. You are the most important, big business. And what you do then is construct a huge skyscraper, and you can sell or rent it out. I mean, rent out like the properties inside of it. So, and that's how you make big money because it's going to like profit. It's going to slowly give you profit back for the construction and like dealing with it, and then at some point it's going to just be like pure money going into it, especially with the fact that you can raise the price whenever you want, pretty much, and people will be coming. So yeah.
Density, residential
Honestly,
zone.
I feel like it's stupid that nobody like decided to actually do that because I feel like giving pocket money to like judges and people that are in law and and some other people that will allow you to do that is pretty unreasonable. Corruption is rampant everywhere, I believe. So yeah.
Have to keep sprawling outward to fit everyone. And since there's no mixed use development, your job is never near your house. It's always across town. It's always on the 405 at 7 a.m. in the same place it always is.
Yeah.
LA didn't just get traffic because it's big. It got traffic because it was specifically, legally, deliberately designed in a way that makes driving the only option.
Yeah.
And then
so here we're learning, City Skylines players, that you don't want to, build massive traffic. You actually need public transport.
acted surprised when everyone drove. Step 3. Lose the plot entirely. Between July 2024 and July 2025, 53,000 residents left LA County, the largest population decline of any country in the United States. And it's not a new thing.
That's like 53K isn't that much in my opinion, but it's still probably like massive for like within LA and like within like those bigger cities in America that have like high demand for them because jobs basically.
Either since 2020, the county has shed over 322,000 people, falling from just over 10 million residents to under 9.7. The problem didn't start recently. The sudden surge of people migrating away from LA was the result of years and decades of failed planning, failing to optimize when it had the...
I mean, he's correct because if you fail to plan out the city, you will reach a ceiling basically at some point, and if you don't figure out how to like fix it up, you will not break the ceiling. That's one thing, and if you continue to like screw around, basically, well, the ceiling is going to shrink, pretty much. Simple logic over here.
Chance. It's had homelessness epidemic. It's record-breaking traffic. The cracks were there. It's just that now the cracks...
Honestly, I wonder why he didn't talk more about the homelessness situation in LA. Because that is a failure on LA as well.
Because the people who already owned homes and whose property values depended on keeping supplies scarce organized politically to kill every reform that came along. The Sherman Oaks Homeowners Association alone had immense success.
So boomers, obviously here, ruining everything basically, right? Boom is ruining everything, saying, "Oh, we like our properties to be very expensive. You cannot do anything about that because it's going to be decreasing our property value. I need the money for retirement whenever I die at 150 years old."
Influencing politicians like
Oh,
Mayor Karen Bass to oppose pro-housing reforms, and can take credit for LA's stance against SB 79, the
what's
transit-oriented
that?
housing bill. These
Oh,
associations use zoning laws, environmental lawsuits, and direct political pressure to block apartments, density, and
oh.
transit at every turn. SICA, meant to protect the environment, was commonly used to block high density and transit-oriented housing, contributing to
Okay. Question for Americans here: is Sika saying like you cannot build like skyscrapers because it's going to be killing the birds? Is that what I'm thinking about right now? Because if it is, then brother, you need to fix that, fix this stuff up. America is in ruins, I think. Because if you have like laws like that that don't allow for like decent construction, then well, okay, whatever, whatever.
the urban sprawl and forcing workers to live farther from work. And the politicians? Well, they consistently caved because they needed those homeowners' votes. Which is
Yeah.
why, despite the warning signs, LA just kept things the way they were. Here's the thing about LA that nobody really talks about. We've been comparing it to New York and Chicago this whole time, but that's actually being too easy on it. LA's real peers aren't other American cities. Its economy is the third largest urban economy on the entire planet. Not third in the United States, third on Earth. The only cities ahead of it are...
So imagine this. Imagine if LA went independent. It would be in ruin, basically. Yeah, there you go. That's like a very quick visualization of what would happen,
Tokyo and New York. Let that sink in for...
Bro, New York is impressive. Like, look at all of this. This is impressive, in my opinion. And well, Tokyo is like league of its own, league of its own. But that's Japan. Yeah.
For a second, we're talking about a city that belongs in the same conversation as London, Paris, Seoul, and Shanghai, cities that have world-class transit systems, dense walk...
I mean, okay. Can I call whatever the hell London Metro has a world-class system? Maybe. Okay, maybe. I have not experienced enough of like different transit systems in other countries. I did not experience one in Paris when I was there, but like whatever. If I ever do, and I ever come back to this question, I'm gonna say that London is probably mid. I would say because like I don't know, it didn't feel good to like do whatever the hell. Like average, a average like tram system in Poland feels much better than whatever the hell was in London. And we're talking London Metro,
Walkable neighborhoods, iconic urban cores that people fly across the world just to walk around in. And LA is out here with a land use philosophy of a mid-sized city in the American Midwest that peaked in 1987. Every other city in that top 10 list, every single one, figured out that if millions of people are going to live somewhere, you should probably make it possible for them to actually exist.
Mind-blowing. The man is spitting such a mind-blowing facts. That's insane, Who knew? Who knew that you need tall skyscrapers for high population and dense building? Man. I'm not making fun of the guy here. I'm making fun of like whoever the hell is the politicians and the people that actually like decided on the construction plans and stuff like that. I'm joking about them, not this guy. This guy is talking facts. Then people are basically stupid. That's what I'm saying.
Hear each other. LA just apparently never got the memo.
Yeah, he's right.
The tragedy isn't that LA is a doomed city. It's that LA is a city that is actively, legislatively, stubbornly refusing to be as great as it actually could be. The bones are there.
See, I like the summary, like how he started the summary, because he just said everything that he stated in the past 8 minutes, basically. He just said, yeah, they basically stupid. They screwed themselves over with legislation, and that's why they're gonna be. That's why the population is probably going to be shrinking year after year for like some time until like they maybe fixed it up or something. because I feel like we are moving away from like very like a car centered, society, I would say, and we are moving more towards something more of a public transport based, like semi-public, transport based society. Because I feel like less people want a car nowadays, and also having a car is expensive. Fixing the car is expensive. The insurance for a car is expensive, and getting killed by a car is pretty easy.
The weather
Just like 4 points why you should not be using a car.
is there, the culture is there, the economy is clearly there.
Yeah.
However, its design is not there and hasn't been there for decades. Instead, Los Angeles was prioritizing the town's image, refusing the
I've got a question, because there's probably someone from LA, like they probably didn't survive this long of a video, but if there's anyone here from LA watching, have you ever been to Sacramento? And it's because right, Sacramento, I believe. I think Sacramento. Because I don't know if I don't remember if Sacramento is the capital city of California, but if you were there, is Sacramento like better in terms of like traffic and whatever else than LA? You feel like, or like I mean, San Francisco is a bit different. I guess it's similar to LA in many ways, whatever. But yeah, I think like I wonder like because on like California scale, Sacramento is like another big city, and then, well, San Francisco is another big city. So it's like a good way to like compare,
big city effect. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but you have to deal with the unique challenges that it can cause. Challenges the city simply never did. And now it's feeling the effects, and it might be too late to change. Truly a great blueprint on how to ruin so much potential. A blueprint on how to ruin a city, step by step.
He's right. He's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just checking how I wasn't like scissor talking with Sacramento. Yeah, capital of California. My geography skills here. Whatever. The video was good. I'm gonna watch other videos of this guy because I like I like many things. Okay, I'm a everything everywhere man kind of person, right? And I love the idea of talking about cities and how they fail or how they succeed. And I like talking about construction. Well, more so planning than construction. I don't care about construction itself. Like, you could be building out of, you could be building out of like weakest materials and it's going to collapse in 10 years. I would be like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. But then, but I'm also like, I like plopping buildings and zoning in city skylines. I like placing buildings and workers and resources. I like city builders. Yeah. So I'm gonna subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna leave a like because the video was actually good. He did properly explain whatever he wanted to say. Like, he did say how to ruin a city and how LA was ruined basically because of the incompetence of the people. Ruling people, so politicians, and because of how greedy certain individuals, mostly people over like the age of 45, probably now, maybe 50, over the age of 50 probably, are very greedy. Yep. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video I watched, then you should subscribe to Space Explained and leave them a like. The link is going to be in the in the description. And if you enjoyed my video, my reaction to this, then you should leave me a like, and you can also comment down below saying whatever you want me to watch next, and yeah, and subscribe. Goodbye, and yeah, see you another time.